making a stew, something hearty that my hubby would like too. So I have an onion in the pan right now. I have a cabbage, carrot, some pepper, some Eve's veggie ground round, the Italian style. So I also got Italian style diced tomatoes to go with it. And I have 2 medium-sized potatoes here. And I'm also going to use some broth. So I think all of this is going to make a very fabulous stew. And I may add to it as it goes along. I kind of do these things as I cook. I have added everything except the broth to the pan right now. Oh, and I haven't added the veggie ground round yet. I put in a teaspoon of oregano, a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, half a teaspoon of garlic, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. So all of that's in there. I'm going to put in some veggie broth now. And towards the end, I'll put in the ground round. And I'm thinking I actually might add a little bit of lentils as well. Extra nutrition, a little bit of extra bulk to it. Yum. Everything is looking really, really good. And I decided this seemed like it would go really well with kale and corn. So I threw in a cup of kale that I had in the freezer and about a half a cup of corn. Just a little bit. So I'm going to stir that in now with everything else and let it cook. And I threw in about a half a cup of red lentils as well. This is looking incredible. After it gets most of the way cooked, I'll put in the Eve's veggie ground round and I'll make a slurry with a little bit of cornstarch and I'll thicken it up to make it a stew instead of a soup. And I think this is going to be so tasty and so hearty. It'll make even my husband happy. This is looking incredible. I have a little bit of a cornstarch slurry here and my Eve's Italian veggie ground round. I'm going to stir both of those in now and then it'll be done in a minute. And this is looking incredible. Obviously, if it's too thick for you, you could add some broth or you could leave out the cornstarch. But for me, it's nice and thick and hearty, which I think my husband would like. It'll eat like a meal. And he always says soup isn't a meal, but I think this will be a meal. And here's my stew. It looks delicious.